Hello and welcome to Tuesday. Uh, it's been a couple days since this game came out, and well, I have not touched Tears of the Kingdom at all. It's kind of unfortunate, but it's been busy these past couple of days, and that's fine. One thing I did want to talk about is another game, one that's pretty old. I think it came out in 2011, and it actually won Story of the Year for that year, and a lot of great games came out in 2011. None that I can name off the top of my head because I didn't prepare for this, but um, it's a really powerful and moving game, an indie game. And the reason I wanted to talk about it is because I've been watching a playthrough of it, and it's various sequels. There's two mini stories, actually like three mini stories, um, a full on sequel, and then there's a third game that just recently came out, I believe last month, maybe 2 months ago. That game would be To the Moon. Probably one of the quote unquote best walking simulators of all time. To the Moon. This is a box set made by Limited Run. I forget when I got this exactly, but I think it was last year, maybe 2 years ago, whenever they did the box set. But yeah, Imposter Factory came out, like I said, last month or 2 months ago, and I've been watching a playthrough of that. I wanted to talk briefly about To the Moon and its impact on the quote unquote gaming world. It's a game made in RPG Maker, made by pretty much one guy. I believe his name is Cotton Gao. And that game, like I said, won Game of the Year in 2011. I won't go too much into the story, but the basic premise is that you play as a two scientist doctors who have who work for a company that basically alters people's memories. The whole premise is that you enter people's minds, change the memories right before, they're about to die or whatever, and you alter them in such a way that in their mind they've lived the life that they wanted to live without any regrets, with achieving and accomplishing whatever dreams that they had. And it's such an interesting narrative. The game and its sequel, and I haven't just finished watching the LP of the Imposter Factory, the third game, but it's like really like people cry. A lot of people cry. It's very an emotional game because of how well and like how integrated the story is. One of the major plot points is that in the games, you'll be traversing through people's memories, you'll be going back in time, forwards in time, you'll be doing that, and you'll start to notice a lot of little things that are, in the past that are like, oh, this stems back from all the way when this person was a very young child, not when they were like, 80 years old, or things like that. And like there's so many things interwoven throughout the stories that like every time you like watch it or replay it or something, you notice something new. And it's a really really good story. It's very quick, only a couple of hours, and if you know all the dialogue, you don't really need to really pay too much attention. This is copyrighted 2020, it says, so I don't know how old this is actually. But yeah, it's a really incredible game, and I urge you to play it. I'm not so sure how much it is. This edition was probably too much, but it's probably on Steam for a little bit. I'll leave a link down below where to purchase it, maybe on Steam or whatever. But yeah, it's a very very wonderful game, and I just wanted to talk about it more. The reason I said it's a walking simulator is because, well, it is. There's like very little choices you need to make, and while it's not necessarily a bad thing about it being a walking simulator, again, it won Story of the Year for 2011. It is something to take note of. Like, I know some people aren't a fan of walking simulators, but they're a way to tell a story, and to me, it feels like a walking simulator. It maybe Like, there's very few little gameplay elements, very tiny puzzle elements. Um, there was a game that I played a couple years ago. I think it was Tacoma. That was a pretty interesting walking simulator as well. Um, it's not a bad thing, but it's something to be wary of if you're not into that kind of game. And again, it's incredible how much like one dude can do. Again, one guy, RPG maker, accomplished so much, and with a incredible story like that, it's really wild to see. That's all I really want to say because that's kind of been my attention these past couple of days. Uh, I watched the I watched the playthrough of pretty much everything leading up to Imposter Factory, and I'm like halfway through Imposter Factory now, which is the latest story in that quote unquote trilogy. Like I said, there's three mini episodes connected, that came out between the first and second game. Um, they add a lot more depth to the story, and it's a really nice, fun, and rather deep story that really connects to all the characters involved. Super, super fun stuff and really incredible. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. That's what I'm going to call it here for today. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you tomorrow. And until then, later.